thing that's going around. There are some crazy, little viruses going around that they're not telling y'all about. The one is the one that I had. I don't know if they've given it a name. I took a COVID test yesterday. It was negative. But it has left me with COPD. So I don't know what it was, but it has left me with COPD. So now I have to be extremely strategic about what it is I eat for my blood type. But even within me eating for my blood type, I have to be extremely specific as to what I'm going to eat. Go look it up. Go look it up. Don't let me stop you. So now I have to be overly strict. Not so much as strict, but strategic. Because I can't have any caffeine. I can't have any dairy outside of like some Greek yogurt here or there. I can't have any of this stuff. And I've mentioned to you guys before, when eating for your blood type, COPD is one of the things that comes from bad bacteria in your gut. Okay. Hey, Fats, get down. You're hyping yourself up. Just go lay on the bed or something. Go on. Go on. He's been over there playing with his sexy pillow. Anywho, COPD is a lung issue that makes it feel like you have an obstruction. Okay. So you have to be extremely careful about inflammation, things that inflame you. Because what happens is it will cause your diaphragm right here to feel inflamed. And then that interferes with your lungs expanding the way they are supposed to expand. Okay. So you feel like you have an obstruction there. Yeah. So there are things that during this whole thing, there are things that I already have anxiety. Everybody knows that. You have anxiety when you're going through menopause. So for the ladies that don't know that that's part of menopause, trust and believe you will have anxiety. But some of the medications that people use for COPD, and I'm going to tell you what I think triggered the COPD, added to it, I would say. I'm sorry that you were diagnosed with COPD. I wasn't diagnosed with it. I diagnosed myself. I mean, if you know what the symptoms are, and I've been teaching about this for a long time, so I know what the symptoms of COPD is. I know that it's different from asthma. It's almost like asthma and COPD are the complete opposite. Okay. I had asthma and sarcoidosis. I rid my body of that years ago. So when I got this virus that's going around, it felt like asthma again, but because of the obstructive feeling in my chest, I knew that it was beyond asthma. I knew it was different. So when I started doing my research on it, I was like, that's exactly what I'm experiencing. So the problem is, though, you don't know what is going to trigger the inflammation. So you have to do your research on what foods will inflame you. And those things will also make you have insomnia, which is what I am experiencing. So you'll be tired and you'll be ready to go to bed. But then when you lay down, it feels like you are panting because you're just trying to catch your breath. So then you have to sit up and now you're just like, okay. and you're just trying to breathe through the episode, because there's really nothing I can take outside of chill that is going to help me. So if I've already taken the chill, and then I take my painless, which is an anti-inflammatory, then I'll take my, I have some more quercetin and bromelain coming in today. That's something that you should always keep on hand. But you said you're currently feeling the symptoms. You know what I don't wish on any of you, and I'm so thankful that I didn't have it, is that sore throat virus that's going around. And I have it saved on my phone, but I'm actually on TikTok on my phone. But I'll share the video with you guys. It's this Black lady. She's at work, and she's talking about the sore throat virus that's going around. And then there was a nurse that's in her comments, and the nurse is saying that they're not telling you guys about this new virus that's going around. And in the emergency room, there are so many people that have been coming in with this new virus. And I told you guys, they're not going to tell us what is going around. They're just going to let us have it. They're going to make us believe that we're crazy. And that just adds to the gaslighting. And people are going to start dying off. Okay. I just saw a video where they were grilling RFK. And one of the questions was, are you comfortable with knowing that over 1 million people died during COVID? And he's going to say, oh, I don't know how many people died during COVID. He's like, you're the director of the Department of Health and Human Services. You're over the CDC. How do you not know how many people died from COVID? Okay. And this is what I talk about all the time. For them to just gloss over COVID like it was nothing. 1 million Americans died from COVID. 1 million. Over 1 million. I remember they used to have a little counter on the news in the corner. How many COVID deaths? And it was just ticking. So for people to act like that was just normal, it wasn't normal. And here we are with that same administration again that has shut down the CDC. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's floating around. I wouldn't wish that sore throat thing on anybody, because I saw several people on TikTok today that have that sore throat virus, and I cannot deal with the sore throat. I used to have strep throat every February when I was growing up, like clockwork. I cannot deal with it. But that, everybody that has it says it is extremely painful. My suggestion to all of you is that you start masking up again. I mean, what else can you do? And she was like, oh, I should have on a mask, but I don't have any masks. And she's at work. And so somebody in the comments was like, so now you just spread it to everybody at work. Now everybody at work gonna be sick. Can you tell me what foods are good for O negative blood type? I can tell you where to go and get the foods list that tells you every single thing you should be eating specifically for blood type O. Go to ceorganics.com. Okay? Go to ceorganics.com or brewitbaby.com and click on foods list and download it into your phone. That way you'll know exactly what you are supposed to be eating. Okay? So listen, two things. We're going to get back on track with the heal by blood type stuff. Y'all know we're still dealing with black sheep sweeps. Okay? Black sheep sweeps. And somebody asked me this the other day on Instagram. Well, when are you going to get back to, first of all, my time is my time. I don't owe nobody nothing. Okay? One thing that you cannot, can you please repeat? Sorry, I couldn't hear. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Brew It Baby. Like tea. Brew the tea. brewitbaby.com. Okay. That's where you get your foods list from. One of the biggest pet peeves I have is when someone acts entitled. When someone acts like I owe them something. Okay. And these are usually people that have never purchased the foods list. They've never purchased a product from the website. They've never done anything, but they feel like I owe them 3 or 4 hours of my time to answer all the questions their doctor would never answer. Okay. Because that's what I've done for the past 2.5, 3 years on TikTok, was be on here for 4 or 5 hours answering all the questions that you are either afraid to ask your doctor or your doctor's not going to answer you. Okay? This is a two-way street. You support me the way I support you. I have supported everybody. I've made sure that people have the information they need to heal themselves. All right? I've answered every question you could possibly have about your health. Okay? So Black Sheep Sweeps is an online casino. The reason Black Sheep Sweeps is so important, okay, not just to me, but to several other people, is that it is going to create income. Right now, everything in this country is extremely unpredictable. Okay? People are getting, do you know we have more laid off people right now than we actually have jobs? We have, why is my microphone not working right? Oh, the volume's not up. We have more unemployed people than we actually have open jobs right now. And that has not been that way since April of 2021. Okay? You not only have 300,000 Black women laid off, you have lots of people laid off. That's number one. Another thing that I noticed today was a lot of young Black women that have babies that are living in their parents' homes and their parents are evicting them. Okay? First of all, I wouldn't be posting my personal business on TikTok, but that's just me. But you know, everybody likes to have some content. But you just had a baby 4 days ago, and your father is telling you to pack your shit and get out of his house. Where is that young lady going to get a job? Anybody? Where is that young lady going to get a job? Let's say she got a job at the CVS. Who's going to watch the baby? Who's going to watch the baby? Her father ain't going to do it. So the father made a really good point, though. Where's the baby's father? Why aren't you at the baby father's house? Which is a really good point. Okay? You have a lot of young people out here doing a lot of grown people stuff. And they ain't got nowhere to stay. They ain't got nowhere to go. These parents are not fucking with these kids. This one black mama went and filed an eviction notice, an official eviction notice for her daughter who just had a baby. And she's like, you got 7 days to get out of here. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Right. But I don't know. I don't know who I would be as a parent in that situation. I honestly cannot imagine me throwing my kid out. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Okay. You just had a baby 4 days ago. I can't see me saying, get your shit and get out. Unless we're fighting, like physically fighting, I can't see me saying, get your shit and get this 4-day-old grandchild and hit the pavement. I'm not doing that. A lot of these parents are not thinking ahead either, because you're going to get real old and then you're going to be looking at your kid for help. Y'all don't think about that, do you? Y'all going to be real sad when these kids go non-contact with you. When this kid has blocked you on their phone. When now you got to go, and ain't going to be no nursing homes, boo-boo. Are y'all not paying attention? If they done canceled the health insurance, there's not going to be no nursing homes for y'all old, cantankerous, bitter asses to go and live in. So you don't think that karma is not going to remember the fact that you put your daughter and your 4-day-old grandson out on the street? You don't think so? The American style is very sad. It is very sad, because I remember when I was young, we had 3 generations of family living in a big house together. And that's what you see if you go to Africa. Kids do not leave their parents' homes until they get married. They just don't. They live with their parents until they get married. And those parents will take care of those kids until those kids are overgrown. Those kids have their own families. If I had a friend who wanted to go back to school to get her master's degree, and I was like, oh, so, are you going to pay for it out of pocket? And she was like, no, my parents are going to pay for it. And she was like 45. And I said, what? What do you mean? She said, oh, no, that we're African. As African parents, they are going to pay for your education, no matter how long it takes for your education to be completed. And if you want to go back to school, they're going to pay for you to go back to school. African parents are going to sow into their children because they want their children to sow into them when they get older. It's not rocket science. My question was, where was Pop when his little girl was out here being grown in the streets, getting knocked up? Where was he? Where was he then? So you have all these laws now that won't allow young ladies to get abortions. Y'all don't think this is going to get worse? It's going to get worse. There's not going to be any welfare. Section 8 is going to be 2 years maximum. Hello? 2 years maximum on Section 8. You'll be lucky to get some food stamps, right? Then you can't have an abortion if you get pregnant. So you're going to have a lot of young ladies that have no assistance at all. Her parents aren't helping her. The baby daddy's not going to help her. What is going to happen to these young ladies? You're not going to be able to get no financial aid at school. You're not going to be able to get Title 20 to put your kid in daycare because all of those programs have been cut. Have y'all been paying attention? All of those programs have been cut. So my question is, what is going to happen to young Black ladies in America? Some of these kids are threatening their parents, not helping them with the bills, bringing drugs in the house and stealing from them. Yes, but ask yourself the question, how did your kid end up doing those things? What kind of parent were you that this is the child you raised? Y'all love to point the finger at these kids like these kids became these kids all by themselves. Thank you, Coach. I'm going to tell you, it ain't even a secret. My sister, my sister, with my niece, I literally told my sister, you better get a handle on this young lady. And she was 5. She's 5 years old. She used to watch The Young and the Restless. She could sit up and talk to my sister about what Victor and Nikki were doing. She's 5. She was calling grown women bitches at the grocery. And my sister thought it was so funny. Girl, Tiffany called somebody a bitch at the grocery store today. Ah, I was like, you think that's funny? Does Tiffany still have her teeth? Pick up your fronts, the 1 and 2, pick them up, put them in your pocket. Okay? These kids don't end up the way they end up by themselves. I understand people are traumatized. I get it. Who the hell's not traumatized? Everybody's traumatized. There's a difference between you being paralyzed and you being traumatized. Because as Black people, we are all traumatized, but what we are not is paralyzed. No matter how much trauma we have dealt with, we do not have the luxury of balling ourselves up in the fetal position and laying in the bed and crying, woe is me about it. Because we got to get up and go to work, don't we? Right. They done took all the funding out of these agencies. Ain't gonna be no more agencies. Hey, Lourdes. No food stamps, no Section 8, no Title 20 for daycare, no nothing. These young ladies are going to be sitting at somebody's house with a kid with no job, no skills, no college tuition or financial aid, stuck. And it ain't just going to be Black girls, it's going to be white girls too. Because white girls are on welfare more than Black girls are. So you're going to have an entire, but this is what they want. Because they want to force these young ladies into these marriages where they're just servants. That's what they want. And then they tell you that you can't have a no-fault divorce. So if you get married, you can't get divorced. You just stuck. Like you're in the 40s, like you're in the 30s and the 20s, like my grandma. That's what's happening. So I'm a person that pays attention to the climate. I pay attention to what's changing. I pay attention to how this looks just like something we've already been through. Because in 2008 is when we had that recession and Obama was elected. I had gotten laid off from my job. And this was the first time I got unemployment. First time I'd ever filed for unemployment and got approved for it. And I just know that every time it was time for the unemployment to wear off, to elapse or whatever, he would extend it for another 4 weeks. So that went on 3 or 4 different times. So I took advantage of that and built a business with my unemployment money. That business that I built sustained me and my son when the unemployment was over for the next year and a half. Now, if I had just sat there and did nothing but update my resume and go out and compete against 100,000 other Black women for these very limited job openings, we probably would have been on the street. But I created something that was going to feed my child, keep a roof over our head, make sure that everything that he needed was provided for him. And that's what I'm doing. Again, with Black Sheep Sweeps. It's not just going to be for me. It's going to be for us. It's going to be for older. I'm ready to retire. I've paid my dues. Women. And the reason I say women is because women are always going to be my focus. Black women specifically are always going to be my focus because that is my perspective. That is the only perspective I've ever had. Right? So when people say, well, it's not about race, everything in America is about race. Y'all gonna have to stop being naive. Every single thing in America is about race. You know why? Because they made it about race. We didn't make it about race, they did. Okay? So if you think things aren't about race, everything in America is about race. You specifically targeted African American women to be laid off. You did that because you're petty and you could. Right? So you got a group of women that are tired of corporate America. They've been laid off. They don't want to go back. Okay. Then you have these on the opposite end of that spectrum. You have these young ladies that have no options whatsoever. This is the post that I made the other day. How much would you pay for a job? I know a lot of you do not have an entrepreneurial mindset. I get it. But let's think about it like this. How much would you pay for a job? A 9 to 5, you get up, you fight traffic, you pay for parking, you pay for lunch, then you got road rage every day trying to come home in traffic again. Then you got a quarter of your taxes being taken out before you even see it. How much would you pay? Okay. When you sit down and you break down, how much money am I spending just to have a job? Think about it. How much are you spending on gas? How much are you spending on parking? Let's break it down even further. Okay. If you worked from home, you wouldn't even have to have a car. Right? So no car payment, no gas, no insurance. Right? If you worked from home, you wouldn't have to have suits to wear to work every day. So wardrobe money, dry cleaning money, laundry money. You could work in your pajamas and make money, right? If you worked from home, you wouldn't have to buy lunch every day. Lunch every day on a job is about $20 a day. So that's $100 a week you're spending just on lunch. How much are you spending on gas if you had to drive? At least $100 a week. This is coming out your paycheck now. Okay. So we up to 200. How much are you spending on clothes, shoes, purses, hair, nails, just to go to work? I would say probably on low end, $250 a week. So now you up to $450. You up to $450 coming out of your paycheck just to go to work. Let's not even talk about the car maintenance. Just to go to work, to be aggravated by your boss and your coworkers. We didn't even count your coffee. You stop at Starbucks every morning. We haven't even counted that. Right? So how much would you pay for a job? Let's just round it up. You're spending $500 a week just to go to work. So you're spending $2,000 a month just to go to work. So now you're looking at $24,000 a year you're spending to go to work for someone else. You're only making $50,000 before taxes. So how much are you actually bringing home? Your salary. Let's just make it average for DC. Because back in the day, I was making $120,000. Okay. That was back in 2008. I was making $120,000 a year. Okay. Let's just say you're making $100,000. You got to take $24,000 out of that. Right off the top. That's not even your taxes. So your taxes is another 25% off the top. So you might be bringing home $50,000 if you're making $100,000. How much is your rent or your mortgage? Let's say your place is $2,000 a month. That's another $24,000 just for your home. So now we're up to about $75,000 for living expenses and taxes to have a job. So to buy your groceries, take care of your kids, you were making $33,000 with 3 kids. You are bringing home about $13,000. If you sit down with a piece of paper and add all this stuff up, you will see exactly how much you are bringing home to spend. Okay? So $33,000, you got 3 kids, taxes, all the commute, all this other shit, rent, groceries, clothes for your kids. So when people talk about, oh yeah, I make $100,000 a year, you don't. You do not. Okay? What's the difference between that and black sheep sweeps? Number one, you're working from home. You're working from wherever you want to work. I don't care if you on a Caribbean, you live on a cruise ship. Wherever your phone can go is where your job goes. Okay? However much money you want to make, that is up to you. Okay? You don't want to work today, that is up to you. Okay? Because I'm of the mindset, and because I've been in sales my entire life has been, if you don't work, you don't eat. You like to eat? Take your ass to work. Okay? I have always had the mindset that I want to determine my own worth. I don't want somebody telling me how much they think my time is worth to them, because that is a slap in the face to me. It's very offensive for somebody to say, Now, mind you, I was a recruiter for 15 years. So I know the ins and outs of that industry. But to look at someone's experience, because that's what you're selling. You're selling your experience to this company, and that company gets to decide how much they believe your experience is worth. So now you have to sit there and negotiate and try to get the highest price you can. Girl, I've been sick as a dog. That's where I've been. Sick as a dog. Still sick. Have not slept since yesterday. I've been up 27, 28 hours now. But I figured I'd go live for a while and then I'd crash out. So just like healing by blood type was something that was bestowed upon me, something that was assigned to me, Black Sheep Sweeps has also been assigned to me. I don't do every idea that comes. Actually, I take that back. I do. Okay. But there are ideas that I will have. I'm going to tell you, just give me 1 second. There are ideas that I will have that I will try out and see if it fits. If it doesn't, I didn't lose anything. Okay. Like the plant business, like the toy business, my heart was not in that. But I'll try every opportunity that comes along because you never know which one is going to hit. Okay. You can't say that something's not for you if you don't try it. So I've always been of the mindset that I'll try it. Yes, that the name of the online casino will be Black Sheep Sweeps because it is let me educate you guys on the different types of casinos. Okay. Black Sheep Sweeps is a sweepstakes casino, online social casino. And what that means is you don't spend any real money on the platform. Okay. In America, if you're going to do an online casino, it has to be a sweepstakes type of casino. So what that means is you buy coins. Our coins, because everything aligns with the black sheep, our coins will be called wool coins, like the wool that's on a sheep. Okay. So you come in, let's say you want to spend $100. You buy $100 worth of wool coins. You play your games, you win, you cash out, you get real money. Okay? You get real money. In America, I think it started in maybe 2008, 2009. It really got super popular during COVID because everyone was in the house, which again, I predict we're all going to be back in the house. So if we're going, because I made a shit ton of money during COVID. I was with TLC at that time. Anybody that's doing anything online when a pandemic happens or some catastrophe happens, you are going to be the person that is going to make out very well. Okay. So reading the tea leaves tells me we're going to be back in the house again. And we need to build something that's going to sustain us. Okay. Now, I could have built this like my niece built hers. That is just a boss bitch. I'm out here. I'm paying for ads, this, and the other. That's not how my mind works. The way my mind works is the more people that can benefit from this, the better. Okay. So the way that I'm going into it, no, it's not going to be an app. It's going to be online. When you have an app, you have to download it into your phone. You will not have to download this into your phone. Okay. So just like any other online gaming. Okay. Yeah. Let me give y'all an example of how big this thing is. Look at all these young black men that are making millions of dollars playing games online. Kai Sanat, Speed, all these young black boys that probably had no real ambition in life. But now they are multimillionaires because people come to watch them play games on Twitch. Okay. You want to know how you can make a serious amount of money with Black Sheep as a co-founder? Playing games and allowing people to watch you. The reason that I know how lucrative this is because my niece has been in this industry for 4 years. Jordan, my son, has worked for her for almost 4 years. Okay. He knows the ins and outs of this thing. She knows the ins and outs of this thing. She is a millionaire at 25 already. Her plan is to retire at 30. She is the one that invited me into doing this business. Okay. She was like, you will be perfect for this. because I was doing some live play for her, and her people were so excited watching me play. And when people watch you play, they load up. So she would always make a lot of money whenever I would go live play because her people would load up. So she would break me off like $1,000 the next day. It wasn't an agreement we had. She just was showing her appreciation. And then one day she hits me up. She's like, you know what? You need to have your own thing. And I was like, well, what do I need to do? So again, the way I'm setting it up is to have a very powerful affiliate program where everybody can make money, not just the person at the top. We are all co-founders together. Thank you. So we're all in this thing together. We're all doing the same thing. We all will have our own Facebook group. We will all have our own Facebook page where we build our community of players. Okay? You keep adding to those players. All you're doing is sharing your affiliate code with everybody you know, whether that's at church, at school, just on the street, on your trips. It doesn't matter. You could run your own ads if you wanted to. It's completely up to you. You fill that Facebook group with your players. Every single time those players go to the platform and they buy wool coins, you are going to make between 10 and 30% of every single dollar they spend. Let's do the math. You come in on the golden ram level, which is $1,000. Think about it. You're buying a job. You are buying a job that pays you weekly. You're buying a job that you don't have to leave your house to do. You're buying a job that you can determine how much money you want to make from. Okay? Hi, Miss Barbara. You're buying a job that you can literally pass down to your kids. What job do you know your kids can inherit? You don't work 40 years on a job. You retire, they give you a fake gold watch. They give you a fake gold watch. And then they put somebody else in that position. And it ain't going to be your kid. So all this work that you've done to build this company up, to build up that position, it just now goes to someone else. Well, that's the difference between that and Black Sheep. You build your community, you encourage your players, you keep everybody hyped, everyone's having a good time. Something happens to you, your account goes to your kids forever. That's the difference. So let's say you have the golden, hold on, let me decline that. You have the golden ram status, which is a $1,000 one-time investment. See, that's totally different also from network marketing, which I was in for 35 years. So I know that industry backwards and forwards as well. Okay. With network marketing, you pay to join. You get a bunch of products that you would be lucky to sell, right? And then every single month, you have to do an auto ship. You have to buy more products just to stay active in the business. You have to buy more products every single month just to stay active in the business, meaning to earn a check. You cannot earn a check in network marketing if you're not active. So the entire time you're in a network marketing business, you are paying out. Whether you have money coming in or not is irrelevant. You are always going to pay that company to be involved with that business. Oh, thank you. I'm 50 56. I'll be 57 in February. Jordan will be 34 tomorrow. My son will be 34 years old tomorrow. My only child. So you have this $1,000 membership. You're a Golden Ram co-founder earning 25% of every single dollar your player spends on the platform. Flat 25%. So they come in, they spend $100. The average player, now averages, the average player spends $200 a week on the platform. That's across the board on social casinos, across the industry. The average is $200 a week. You are earning 25% of that. So now you made $50 from just that one person playing this week. $50 for you to do nothing. You signed them up one time. You never have to talk to this person ever again. So you have this very powerful affiliate program that tracks every player that joins under you. You literally can go and look and see how much money they're spending on the platform. You get to track every single person that you brought to Black Sheep Sweeps. That is your person. So let's multiply that 50. Now you got 10 players that are spending $200 a week. Now you done made $500 this week doing nothing. You've already signed them up for the business one time. They came back this week and played. So now you made $500 sitting at home. Let's fast forward. Hold on. Let me decline. Let's fast forward to now you got 100. Now you got 100 players. Let's say over the next year. Okay, you can start now. You invest now. The platform will be done in 3 weeks. The platform will be done in 3 weeks. Okay. What you need to do is go to blacksheepgameroom.com. Blacksheepgameroom.com. That is our information site. Okay. All of the memberships are broken down. It tells you exactly what it is that you earn, all the perks of being on that level. You pay for it through PayPal. Use your debit card or your credit card, however you want to pay for it. And then you get a banner with your face on it. You get added to the Black Sheep Game Room Founders Group on Facebook. All of the materials that I've made are there. More and more materials are being uploaded there. And the cool thing about it is the website can do all of this as well. Okay. You will have your own channel as a co-founder, meaning all of your people will get your messages directly from you. Okay. You will have your own group, your own channel, your own broadcast channel, chat rooms, like the players can communicate with each other. They can go head to head with each other on the platform. How cool is that? So here you are a year from now. You have 100 players that are spending $200 a week on the site. Now you're making $5,000 a week doing nothing. I know sometimes our minds can't wrap around bringing in $20,000 a month. But here's what y'all need to understand. The online gaming community, online casinos, right now earns $6 billion a year. And Black folks ain't making none of that money. We don't own not one of them. Why is that? By 2027, the industry will bring in $14 billion a year. 21 is the age requirement. 21. Jordan, is it 18? Oh, I don't think he's up yet. What time is it? He ain't up yet. I will have to confirm whether or not it's 18 or 21, but I think it's 21. Okay. Thank you about my plants. So something happens to you next year. You're making $5,000 a month. Something happens to you. Guess what? You have bequeathed this account to your firstborn child. So now your firstborn child gets to benefit from all the hard work you've done over the past year. You get to hand down, because half of y'all don't even have life insurance. Do you know how it is that how white families become rich? White families become rich from insurance payouts. The majority of black people in this country don't even have life insurance, let alone an inheritance for their kids. So now you actually have an opportunity to build an inheritance for your kids. Something that is fun, something that is exciting. You're not selling no products. The only product that we push is fun, excitement, and community. Now, this is coming from somebody that used to spend thousands of dollars a month on products to retail. Trust and believe, I do not ever want. I already have a products-based company. I would never get involved in another products-based company. Okay? Moving products is hard. The only reason that moving products is not as hard as it was is because I have a warehouse and people that do the fulfillment. If I had to ship some shit out, it wouldn't get done. Y'all remember that debacle with the tea? Just me trying to send the tea out was a fiasco. So here are the different levels of earning. The lowest level is $100. It requires a 100. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to wrap it up. It is a $100 investment. You earn 10% of every dollar, every player you have brought to Black Sheep Sweeps spends on the platform to play. Okay? Still not bad, not great. You could always do better, right? But it's a starting point. If all you got is $105, I would invest $100. Okay? Because it's going to pay you back. The next level is $250. Okay? At the $250 level, you earn 15%. The next level is $500. At the $500 level, you're earning 20%. The next level is $1,000. At the $1,000 level, okay? At the $1,000 level, you're getting 25%. Here's something that y'all need to know. Y'all can keep investing and going up. Even though you started with the 100, you could be paying $100 a week to get up to the $500 level. Why y'all not doing that? Hello. If I only had $100 this week, I would take my position and all my extra money I would be putting into leveling up to the next level. The next level after the 1,000 is 2,500. This is when it starts to get interesting because with the top 3 levels, you actually get profit sharing. Okay. the people that are building this site, that have created this software, they said if you're not making $50,000 a month by your 6 months, you're doing it wrong. Yes, the 100 will get you started to get your position. Okay? But you can always level up. So now you got a 1% profit sharing when you come in at the 2,500. So if we're making, I'm going to tell you right now, the way that I'm setting this thing up, there's no way on God's green earth we're going to be making less than $100,000 a month. It's going to be damn near impossible. Okay? Damn near impossible. The people whose story they told me, they're only 6 months in, they're already making $2.2 million a month in 6 months. Come on, y'all. So with the next level, it's $5,000. So with the $2,500 level, you're earning 30% plus 30% pays you weekly. That's for every person that you bring to this site. You're earning weekly, right? Hey, Miss Sylvia. But every month, you're getting a profit sharing bonus. Okay. The next level is 5,000. That gets you 30% plus 2% profit sharing every single month. Our top level is 10,000. The $10,000 level gives you 30% plus 3% profit sharing. What's the minimum to play for the players? I have to decide. Probably 20, 25. We get to decide all that. But I probably would keep it at 20%. I mean, $20 at minimum, because fees and all that shit. It ain't worth it if you go any lower than that. So those are the tiers. You're going to get all the marketing materials. You're going to get all of the support. You're going to get all the training. You're going to get all of that. Okay. And as we grow, your money is also going to grow. But this is something that can either be a side hustle, a safety net, or your primary business. It is my primary business. I haven't worked for anybody in damn near 20 years. Okay. But the goal for me also is to bring the price of my products down to $19.95. That's my goal. Okay. So once this business becomes profitable, then I have wiggle room as far as the CE Organics products are concerned. I want to be able to put the products on Amazon. I just want the products to get out to wherever I can get them out. If that means putting them on a shelf in a store, we have those options. But all of those options cost money. Okay? So my money will be used to fund my passion, which is health and wellness. Okay? The reason I'm so fired up about this is because we need this safety net. We need everything that Black Sheep Sweeps is offering us. We need it. Because with the dismantling of all of these social programs, with people being laid off more than they have been in years, with how these young people are not going to be able to find a job. And that's also the difference between, young people 10 years ago and young people now. The way that young people think about online casinos is they think of it as an investment. Now, older people, we think of it as gambling, right? Y'all don't have no problem spending $20 a day on the lottery. How much did y'all spend on trying to hit this Powerball? How much have y'all invested in trying to hit the Powerball? I'm just curious. Who has bought some lottery tickets for the Powerball? Anybody? It says my connection is poor. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a better connection. How many of y'all spent money? How many of y'all spent money on lottery tickets? We can't play the lottery out here in Vegas. You spent $60. We cannot spend. Apparently, somebody was reporting on this on TikTok. They were saying that all these millionaires are buying thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tickets. Hold on, TikTok. They said millionaires are out here buying thousands of dollars worth of tickets trying to hit that $1 billion prize, which I think is completely unfair. No, it's just blacksheepgameroom.com, no S. You recently came across my page and I'm grateful for you. Oh, hi, Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany, I have been up for 28 hours. I thought I would come on and do a live and then go crash out because I have insomnia since I had this little virus or this cold or whatever. It's not COVID because I just took a COVID test yesterday. But I'm not able to sleep. And I was like, if I cannot go to sleep, I'm just going to get up and do a live. So y'all might see me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all might just be up perusing and you'll see me at 3 o'clock in the morning like, hi, couldn't sleep. So what you want to type? That's where I am with it right now. Okay. So I'm excited about this. It's not going to take us as long to put this together as we anticipated. The first software company that I was talking to, it was going to take us almost 3 months to get it up and moving. This other company that I'm working with that actually has a much better platform and many more amenities on the platform only takes 3 weeks. Okay. So if we can get all of the funding done by the end of this weekend, then I can go ahead and pay for the software. We need about $10,000 more dollars to get that done. We get that done. We still need to raise funds for the other, the letter of intent. So we'll need a few more thousand. We'll get that over the next 3 weeks. I'm not even worried about it. However, I want to get this done, this round of funding done by the end of this weekend, because that way I can buy the software. They go ahead and customize it, give it to me. I go ahead and customize it more with the aesthetic of it. And then we start. So my goal is to have it up and moving and live by the first week of October. Guys, if we get this shit going by the first week of October, this is going to be the best fourth quarter of our freaking lives. We're going to go into 2026 sitting on some serious money. Who the hell doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? We need a win. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to survive in 2026. I want to live. I don't know what y'all came to do, but I'm tired of seeing rich people live these dreams and we're told that we're supposed to wait until we get to heaven to live these dreams. Wait a minute. What you mean? We're told that we can have the desires of our heart after we die. I'm not buying into that no more. There's a young lady that I follow on TikTok. Her name is Becca Bloom. She got married this weekend. You should have seen that fucking wedding. I'm telling you, millions was just spent on just that wedding. Millions. Why do some people have so much while other people have so little? It's not fair. It's not right. But now we have a vehicle that can level the playing field for us. And this is also one of the main reasons Black people have been kept out of this industry. Think about it for a minute. How many industries have Black people been kept out of? Just about every sport we were purposely kept out of. Just about every industry that makes a shit ton of money, we are purposely kept out of. The casino industry is no different. Okay? There was only one Black man that owned a physical casino, and he is dead. One. This is something we don't have to spend millions of dollars to do because we're doing it together. This is something we don't have to spend millions of dollars to do because we don't have to have a physical building. We don't have to have all these licenses. We don't have to have all these attorneys. We don't have to have any of this stuff because it is a sweepstakes casino. That's the difference. And this is just the beginning. We will have a second one by the end of 2026. That one is going to be called the Motherland Casino. And that focus is going to be Africa. So imagine how much money that one's going to make, because people can literally load up with cryptocurrency. And I don't know if y'all know this, but in Africa, they are big with the crypto. Big. So I'm going to go because I can feel myself getting sleepy. I'm going to go in my room and close my blackout curtains and crash. Okay. But I wanted to pop on here and show you guys that I'm still alive. We're still working. Take a position. Hey, Lady Pearl. Lady Pearl, why are you not in Black Sheep Sweeps? What is happening? I don't understand why every Black person that hears this message has not taken at least a $100 position. Because even if you don't work it now, what about a year from now? Because once we launch, these positions are no longer going to be paying out what they're paying today. You are not going to be able to join Black Sheep Sweeps and get 30%. Going forward, the maximum you're going to be able to earn, and you won't be a co-founder, you'll be an affiliate, is 10%. But if you came in now and invested at the golden ram level, which is 25%, yeah, they'll be saved. Even if you don't work it until next year, you're still earning 25% whenever you're ready to work it. Okay. Once we launch next month, what does that sound? Oh, someone's calling me, I guess. Once we launch, the most you're going to be able to earn is 10%. Yeah, I'm going to. For some reason, I can sleep during the day, but I can't sleep at night. The information here, Tashina, can you please put up the website again? Miss Sylvia, can you put the website address up over here? The information site is blacksheepgameroom.com. We also have a Facebook group, which is Black Sheep Sweeps Founders, because the casino is going to be called Black Sheep Sweeps, but the info site is blacksheepgameroom.com. Okay. Thank you. So depending on how I feel, I should be here tomorrow. Jordan has his first league bowling. He joined a bowling league. So he has his first league bowling thing tomorrow. And it is his birthday. So if y'all happen to come across this profile tomorrow, wish him a happy birthday. All right. So depending on how I feel, if I can get a good 8 hours of sleep, I should be here tomorrow. All right. Okay, guys. The replay will be here on Instagram. I'll put up the highlights on TikTok, and then the replay will be here on YouTube. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad to see y'all. I was missing y'all. Y'all know usually I don't miss y'all, but I have. Okay. So keep your fingers crossed that you'll see me tomorrow. Okay. I love you guys. Bye. And end stream.